Ambassador would also love to know more about your impressions watching the Royal Golden Mummies Parade. That was a spectacle that the whole world was proud of.
But it was very impressive. I mean, not only because you saw the mummies and they were treated and transported to the new Museum of Civilization, but also the whole choreography that was done in such a grand way. You allow me. We were very impressed because, listen, they must have rehearsed at 4 o'clock in the morning. Everything was done with such perfection, and it was not easy. And then the elegance and the way it was presented was very impressive. I think it's going to do a lot for the coming waves of tourism that are going to come to Egypt, knowing that there's this new museum that one must visit.
Yes, feeling very proud after hearing those impressions. Egypt definitely can do a lot, and the whole world are pinning high hopes on Egypt. The pharaohs, the greatness of our ancestors, and the future as well.
Yeah, and they are all in our genes.
Yes, yes, definitely, yeah. Definitely. Professor, talking about women and economic empowerment, very important steps in the present time. Egypt is ensuring gender equality, the provision of women's rights, and also there are great steps undertaken on the path of economic development. How to prepare women to start their projects, startups, yes. And to engage in the world or the field of having her own business.
Absolutely. This is the whole issue of women empowerment. We need to start by education. We need to start by health. And we need to start by creating jobs and recruiting those women. And I can see the direction of the country and the leadership of the country is extremely keen to develop programs, educational-wise, health-wise, like those initiations and the initiatives the president has taken for the health.
The 100 health initiative,
the 100 million
health
initiative mm-hmm. for women. And the checkups for women, early checkup for cancer, mm-hmm. We have jumped a great jump for women's health issues, and this is great. That's number one. Education-wise, it is very important to impose education for all girls, all females, not just boys, and to a certain level of education, because the trend and the misconception is, especially in Upper Egypt and the rural areas, that women are not supposed to finish their degrees. So this is a bit dangerous. So if we want to promote economic situation for women, the SMEs, for example, small and medium enterprises,
yes.
There are lots of associations helping in this. Civil society is extremely involved in this issue. The government of the Ministry of Social Affairs is doing a great job with this issue for women empowerment. So there is a big attention and implementation. You see, the whole process it's like the strategic management process. You define the problem and you capitalize on the opportunity. We do have an opportunity now that the great attention from the leadership of the country is going to empowerment of women. So that's a great opportunity. You have a strategy. What's your strategy? You have to start planning short term and long term. Short term, you give training for women. You organize lots of workshops, training, and lots of field work with women. Long term, you start with kids in schools, not just women, of course, but in, boys and girls. So that's long term planning. So you start, you make a strategy, you make a long term and short term plan. You start implementing those plans and those strategies, and then you communicate those strategies. And of course, the role of soft power is extremely important again and again, because you're changing a culture.
Yeah.
You need to use soft power tools. You need to use drama to convince, to use the tools of soft power, as I said before, is to convince and persuade without forcing anything. On the contrary, you are changing behavior through the tools of soft power. So drama is very important here to promote the value of women and the value of educated women, the value of working women. Actually, we do have a labor force, a huge labor force by women. And they are doing a great job, to be honest. And that's why the President Sisi is a great fan of Egyptian women, because Egyptian women are doing a great job economically.
Yeah.
So we want to give them credits for this.
They are definitely part also of the developmental process and changing the face of life in Egypt, and also providing new job opportunities. Look at the new cities, lots of work can be done. Also encouraging the youth to share is another point of strength. Maybe the coming question would be close to your heart concerning women and leadership, and how to prepare women for leading positions. How can we make her capable, providing her, she has definitely potential, but this potential needs coaching.
Yes.
So that she would reach the level of leadership. And we have many examples, as you have stated in the very beginning. Look at our ministers, the representation in parliament today of Egyptian women.
Women and leadership starts by strategic thinking. Back to strategic thinking. We need to develop girls while they are still young, to prepare them to be visionary, to prepare them what do you want to be in 20 and 30 years. And this question I used to ask my students, either boys or girls, you know. Leadership starts by visionary. You have to have a vision, you have to have a goal in life, so that you work on it. Once you have this vision, you make a strategy. And that strategy, we need to work on a good plan to really, really help those women through education, through coaching, as you were saying. But the whole point here that women need the support of men. Because when I say empowerment of women, I don't exclude the empowerment of men. You see, and this is a debate. It's the chicken and the egg. You know, it's a vicious circle. So sometimes you find the reaction of men, okay, you're a strong woman, we are taking a side back, you know, and this is very dangerous, because the society is built on men and women. They are hand in hand together. So the whole point here is, it's a request, as the president is being so supportive for women. I do hope the rest of the authorities, the male, authorities and the rest of men give the same support. And I can see that in the decisions taken to give women positions in governorates. Many deputy governor are women. We have already one governor, a woman. We need more. We need more gender equality. We need more gender representation. It starts by culture change, imposing this change, and then it will become, people will accept having a woman as a leader, as a president in a society, in a bank, in a company, in enterprises. Yes, SMEs and economic issues are very important, but taking leading positions in the country are very, very important. Not just ministers, but presidents of banks, governors, more ministers. We need more and more women, but to be able to have this quality of women, we need to prepare them.
Yes.
Through education, through workshops, through coaching, through
supporting
lots of
them
work.
also with
Lots of work,
supporting them also through other important initiatives like the Decent Life Initiative
yes,
is one of
it's
the
an
most
excellent
important
initiative,
initiatives that has been changing lives.
Yes, and
definitely.
also the president has done a great job in housing as well.
Yeah.
For those unfortunate
Yeah,
families,
and
you know.
the overhaul of the slum areas,
Absolutely.
informal settlements and more.
And also the public health reform
Yeah.
is also taken care of. We see a great development that matches the development of Egypt, the new Egypt, all those new cities built now with the new administrative city, with new Aswan, with new Damietta, with new Luxor, with new Suhag, with new Alamein, with new Mansoura,
Galera.
with new, you know, it's not only diversification in gender, in the resources, labor resources, but also diversification in locations. Because before, long time ago, we used to only focus on Cairo. Now there is a diversification in location because you reach those women in rural areas.
Yes.
When you have this extension of development in Aswan, in Luxor, in all those rural, it's women.
Yes,
It's women
definitely.
it's empowerment for women as well.
Yes, definitely. The Decent Life Initiative has been really changing lives and working for the sake of a quality of life, for a better quality of life for Egyptians. This is the main cause and the main noble priority that the president is definitely supporting. A short break. We'll be back.